How's it going, Lightning fans? Rachel West and Ed Encina back with you. And Ed, the wait is finally over. The Lightning have an opponent. It's Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight in Madison Square Garden against the New York Rangers. They've had 9 days of rest. How is that going to impact this series?
First off, let's talk about how it's impacted us. Like, I've gotten a lot more sleep. Yeah, I don't know what you've been up to, Rachel, but I've gotten a lot more sleep. Anyway, with the Lightning, obviously, there's two sides to this whole thing. Very physical series against the Panthers, even though it was only 4 games. You want to rest up for that. There's some guys who really needed that rest. But obviously, when you're playing as well as the Lightning have been playing, you don't want to kind of get out of that groove. So that's going to be the big test when they go to Madison Square Garden, especially against a Rangers team that's really, refuses to go away. They've won 5 straight elimination games. We're down 3-1 to Pittsburgh, came back. Was down 3-2 to Carolina, came back, won in Game 7 the other night. And, so I think that's what they're going to be facing. A hot team right now against, a team that was hot and now has to get hot again.
Yes, hopefully these extended days off have not cooled the Lightning down too much. But one of the most anticipated things of this matchup is the goalie matchup. Andrei Vasilevskiy, Igor Shesterkin. What do you expect to see in net from those two?
So there's 2 ways to look at it. One is these are 2 of the top goaltenders on the planet, but also the way that these teams are playing defense in front of them has been equally magnificent. So I think, this is, as much as the McKinnon-McDavid matchup in the West has gotten a lot of hype, I think this one's going to get a lot of hype in a different way defensively. So I expect low-scoring games, tight-checking games, and, in the playoffs, all it takes is one little break here, one little break there. But I think for most of these guys, they're so good, both of them, that you've got to do things to take away their comfort. You've got to, take away their lines of sight. You got to get in front of the net. You got to, work your way in front of the crease, make them uncomfortable. And I think, when you look at really the breakdown of the series, it's really going to be that, is which team is able to kind of maybe rattle the other goaltender. And obviously, as we've seen with Andrei Vasilevskiy, especially recently in the past, 6 games over this course of this winning streak, he has been virtually unrattleable.
Unrattleable.
We're
making it a word. Put it in Webster, put it in the dictionary. So although he is unrattleable and the Lightning have been playing tremendous defense as of late, in the regular season, the Lightning are 0-3 against the New York Rangers. So what do they have to do starting tonight to turn that around and pull out a win? Yeah,
so just going back to the initial, second point we're making is that, these 2 teams are definitely much different than they were back in, January and December when they played, 2 of those matchups. So, but, they were a lot of the ways, you take away a January 2nd game at Madison Square Garden that the Lightning lost 4-0, which was Andrei Vasilevskiy's first game back from COVID protocol. And they kind of, they made a couple mistakes in their own zone that led to goals. That's not the team that we're seeing right now from the Lightning. They're a different team. They're a more disciplined team. They're, a better team defensively. Having said that, I think you're going to see the same kind of stuff. Like in those other 2 games, they were both one-goal games. One went to overtime here at Amalie Arena. So I think you're going to see very tight games, low-scoring games. But, you definitely do take something out of those games. But at the same time, there's such a different kind of level in the postseason. I would take more from the way the Rangers are playing right now and the way the Lightning have been playing right now to kind of gauge what we're in for here.
Well, tonight is the age-old question of rust versus rest. We'll see which way it goes for the Lightning. Make sure you guys are keeping up with all of our coverage that we've got for you of the Eastern Conference Final over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as over at tampabay.com.